Intel's saving grace of being strong in the enterprise sector has a problem, and that problem's name is AMD. Shortly after the launch of Ryzen, AMD also came to bat in the enterprise sector with their EPYC processors, and while they had a hard time competing against Intel's Xeon processors, much like Ryzen, EPYC has jumped leaps and bounds the last 6 years, and the latest EPYC offering might actually be the start of the industry beginning to shed off Intel in a meaningful way. 4th Gen EPYC, or Genoa as it's called, brings a lot to the table. It offers some crucial features for today's day and age. We're talking 96 cores at up to 4.4 GHz, support for DDR5, PCIe 5.0, and the latest and greatest CXL standards. Technically, Genoa is incredibly sound. It is making Intel's delayed Sapphire Rapids Xeon chips already look like relics of the past. But the nitty-gritty technical specs aren't entirely why I believe Genoa is much better positioned than Sapphire Rapids this time around. It's rather the environment today. One crucial advantage of Genoa is how robust its power consumption controls are, as well as just how much lower its power consumption is. And this is especially advantageous in today's day and age, where energy is not so much a given and much more of a commodity. Especially in Europe, where there are a ton of data centers, but the continent as a whole is barreling towards an energy crisis as the weather gets cooler. Not only does the lower power consumption translate directly to energy savings, but less power consumption means less heat, which means even less energy used to cool down the servers. Furthermore are the efficiency gains in real estate. That is, how much space the servers equipped with Genoa take up. As per data center dynamics, Genoa performs 50 to 60% better per socket than previous gen EPYC, allowing for a 3-to-2 or 2-to-1 consolidation, meaning that you can get double the power you had before with the same amount of sockets. If you're upgrading from early Xeon, the gains are even better at 4-to-1. Another interpretation is that you can achieve performance parity but in half the space. Data center space isn't cheap, so any gains in space here are more than welcome for companies looking to save a buck. The last reason why Genoa is so well positioned is how consistent its revenue stream is capable of becoming if AMD can properly leverage it. Enterprise hardware runs into the problem of really spiky revenue. During major releases that offer large performance gains, the enterprise sector of companies selling this hardware sees a large spike in revenue, only for it to drastically fall off in between releases. This is because enterprise clients are slow to upgrade, because upgrades usually always require a platform switch. But not with Genoa. AMD is actually allowing 2nd Gen Genoa, when that arrives a year or two down the road, to be essentially drop-in replacements to existing servers running 1st Gen Genoa, which could be a pretty nice boon for AMD. How does Intel plan to make their enterprise revenue more consistent? A little thing called Intel On Demand. Intel On Demand is a subscription model, so Intel is locking out their enterprise customers of features that are already present on the CPUs unless they pay their Intel On Demand subscription for the features. This subscription will be present on the upcoming Sapphire Rapids CPUs, and there's no word on exact pricing or if this will be backported to previous Xeon processors, but the word on the street is that many of Intel's best enterprise clients are pissed and are already evaluating their more EPYC options. AMD looks to be in a fantastic position to make significant ground in the enterprise space, a remarkably tough egg to crack. If you'd like to see more about how AMD's latest Ryzen processors stack up, check out our video here, and I'll see you in the next one.